First, let me say this. I'm sorry. I don't even think I did say this. Is the movie good? Yes. Is it funny? Yes. There we go. Now, back to my point. What's good? So, just came back from seeing The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson, and I did a reaction to that movie a while ago. And it it looked very promising. Y'all, if y'all remember the reaction, I had a moment where I lost it and started crying. Well, not crying, laugh, but I was laughing hard when that scene in the trailer where Liam Neeson was reading what this criminal had his charge. He was like, "Seems like you have a long list of man's laughter." Bro, I lost it when that happened because even after that reaction, I watched that trailer again off camera and I was cracking up, bro. You understand if you see the trailer. The criminal had charges of manslaughter, but because he can't read, he said man's laughter. I said all that just to say I was looking forward to seeing how they do The Naked Gun because the trailers made this movie very promising, I guess you could say, to give you a good laugh. And I must say it did its job. It did its job. It gave honor to the older Naked Gun. But it can stand on its own as well. Liam Neeson, I believe, was great casting choice. Pamela Anderson was in it as well. It was cool to see her. But Liam Neeson, I believe, was perfect. If you know the old Naked Gun, you will understand this one even more and how Liam Neeson, the way he is, that Taken attitude, he literally acts like Taken, but dumb. I guess that's the best way to put it without spoiling anything. There's jokes upon jokes, situations that happen out of nowhere like that. I'll say this because it's not a spoiler. Like in the trailer, he's driving the car and you just see this random guy just put his hand in the window as he's driving, by the way, and hands him a coffee. It's like, who was doing that? But it's stuff like that that's in this movie that happens a lot. On top of a lot of jokes and moments to where if you didn't catch it, you'll miss it. You'll have to pay attention because they throw little, I call it hidden jokes, to where if you don't put two and two together, you're like, oh wait, what just happened? Why is everybody laughing? And I was so glad because there was a few of those hidden joke moments that you had to pay attention to, and the theater paid attention. They was laughing. People was laughing. They caught it. And it felt good because it was like, okay, people are catching on to this movie as well. I'm not the only one just sitting there because I don't want to be that only one in the theater just laughing and everybody else just, which is another pointer for this movie. First, let me say this. I'm sorry. I don't even think I did say this. Is the movie good? Yes. Is it funny? Yes. There we go. Now, back to my point. Sorry, I just realized I didn't even just get straight to the simple part. Yes, it's good. Yes, it's funny. Now, back to what I was saying. This movie has a lot, and I say it again, a lot of comedic moments. A lot of stupid, not in a bad way, moments. And one thing I loved about it was I didn't feel overstuffed. Even though it was a lot, it didn't feel like, okay, y'all doing too much, bro. It's not funny. I'm not laughing. Oh my goodness. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you every joke I laughed, but out of all those jokes they did, and the movie was not even an hour and a half. I think it was like an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 25 minutes. In that time, they had a lot. But I was so glad that, let's just say 20% of all the jokes in the movie I didn't laugh at. The other 80, I did. Or I was like, oh my goodness. Because there's comedic moments that's not even meant for you to sit there and laugh at. There's moments that makes you just go. Like I realize I catch myself. I get it from my dad. But I do this a lot. I had a lot of those moments in this movie, and it was done well. Like I said, you're not there for like the plot or nothing like that. You try to see if you're gonna laugh. And personally, yes, if you want a good laugh, and it was so refreshing to get a good comedy movie. Because I ain't gonna front, these times that we're in with these comedies, it's a hit or miss, and a lot of them has been misses for me, in my opinion. I believe comedy needs to go back to the way it used to be, like those Tropic Thunder days, even the old Naked Gun days. In the last 10, I would say 15 years, there's been a couple, like literally like a couple good comedy movies. The other ones, they try to adjust to whatever these times in, and these Hollywood doesn't understand that we don't consider that stuff funny. Here, they went back to the old comedy style, and I love that in the modern times. But you'll know when you see it, when you see the old Naked Gun, even the older comedies, you can tell this movie was influenced by that. And I didn't realize this until later, but you watch the movie and you realize It feels like something Seth MacFarlane would do. Lo and behold, Seth MacFarlane did produce this movie. I was like, okay, I felt a little bit of Ted in here and like Family Guy, some moments, and it worked. It worked. So this review is not even going to be that long because it's not much to tell you like, oh, like the story or watch out for this scene and all this other stuff. No, it was a simple comedy. Just a simple comedy. That's it. I don't have nothing much to say beyond that. It's worth the price of admission, in my opinion. It was one of the, I wouldn't say best movies I've seen this year, but it's really good. I can see it being on my top 10 of this year. I can see that. But yeah, and personally, I don't want to compare it to older one. They both were good. I like the Naked Gun back then. I like the Naked Gun now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Liam Neeson though. I like how he brought his Taken movie attitude into this because it works so well. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, I would definitely say for the price of admission, this movie was worth it. It's refreshing, a good refreshing comedy movie. It is not meant to take it seriously. So we know how sensitive a lot of people are in these time of days. It's not to be taken seriously. Just go and enjoy, get a good laugh, feel, goodness gracious. I said I gotta say that, but that's the times we're in, and I'm glad it's starting to get back. It's not just with like comedy, but you see in like other things, movies, commercials, whatever. You started seeing stuff getting back to the way it used to be when it was good, and so I'm glad. And Naked Gun, I believe, is like the first good step to what we want in comedy, and I hope it continues on. It don't have to be Naked Gun, but whatever other projects. I have no idea, to be real with you, why a lot of Hollywood movies are scared they call it crossing that line with comedy. I never understood why they were scared of it. They act like South Park, Family Guy, and shows like that still didn't exist. South Park's been around. They don't care about this crossing the line stuff. And you see, they still successful. So comedy, in my opinion, I always believed. That's why I shout out to Dave Chappelle too for sticking to who he is. But I always believed comedy was always welcomed. If you shut off the sensitive not TikTok, what are those Twitter fingers or those TikTok videos, those sensitive, if you shut that off and realize that those people are literally the 20 and maybe less % of the actual population that will enjoy it, you'll just be comfortable in doing what you want to do. The sensitive is not meant for, if you're sensitive to good comedy, then don't watch it. But us, people like me and a lot of us, like the majority, we will support it. You see, South Park is still successful. People are waiting for the new season. So that shows you. And I'm glad Naked Gun did not care about, all that stuff. They were just there to have a good time. If you want to have a good time, in my opinion, I say go see Naked Gun. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll see you.